Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we are diving into a really brilliant piece of source material called the architecture of action. If you've ever found yourself totally paralyzed by overthinking or, standing right on the edge of a big decision but just unable to move forward, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the specific blueprints this text gives us for tearing down hesitation and building a life of real momentum. And we'll be focusing entirely on one massive, transformative concept: how action completely conquers self-doubt. Let's jump right in.
You feel tired, unmotivated, or maybe just shy. Look, we all know this feeling, right? It's that heavy, sluggish sensation when your alarm goes off, or that literal wall of anxiety that hits you right before you need to speak up in a room. The source text actually begins by validating these exact universal pain points. It totally gets it. It doesn't pretend that feeling stuck or overwhelmed isn't real, because those emotions, they're heavy. They are the very real friction that keeps us anchored in place, even when we know, deep down, we should be moving forward. But guess what?
Okay, let's dive right into this. Overcoming your internal barriers.
It's kind of like a tug-of-war inside your head. On one side, pulling you down, are those heavy barriers we just talked about: the fatigue, the lack of motivation, the shyness. But on the other side of the rope, acting as a direct counterweight, is a power you already possess. The source explicitly reminds us that despite all of those heavy feelings trying to drag you down, you absolutely have the power to push through. And the best part? That power isn't something you need to go out and buy, or wait to mysteriously acquire someday. It's already right there inside you, ready to flex against the weight. Your capacity to take action exists totally independent of whatever mood you happen to be in right now.
Moving on to building strength and business.
So, the text uses the gym as its first proving ground. And let's be real, going to the gym can feel incredibly daunting. It's basically the ultimate physical manifestation of resistance. But the text demands we remember a very simple yet insanely powerful rule. Every rep counts. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to set a world record every single time you step foot in the gym. Every individual rep is a micro-action that literally chips away at weakness. In fact, behavioral psychology backs this up, telling us that just the simple act of showing up rewires your brain's identity way faster than the actual workout itself. This matters so much because it proves that cumulative action, no matter how small, is the ultimate antidote to feeling overwhelmed.
And this exact same logic translates beautifully to our financial and professional lives. The source tells us to just start that business, even if money is super tight. It reframes tight money not as a dead end, but as creative constraints. Think about that for a second. The text argues that creativity actually thrives in constraints. When you don't have endless resources at your fingertips, you are forced to take innovative actions. So a lack of money isn't an excuse to doubt yourself. It's actually the exact environment where your creative potential is forced to wake up and really thrive.
All right, next up, knowledge and facing fears.
First, let's talk about the intellectual side of things. The source heavily emphasizes that education is vital. But again, it totally removes that common excuse of not having enough resources. It challenges us to invest in ourselves, even if we're on a super strict budget. Why? Because knowledge opens doors to entirely new opportunities. Just like every single rep counts in the gym, every page you read, every new concept you grasp on that tight budget counts toward your intellectual foundation. You are actively building the doorway that you're eventually going to walk right through. Then the text hits us with a highly relatable social scenario: having a crush. Step 1, feel the shyness. The source doesn't tell you to magically stop being shy. It says acknowledge it, feel it. Step 2 is where the magic happens: approach anyway. And Step 3 reveals the whole underlying mechanism of human courage. Confidence grows when you face your fears. Confidence is not a prerequisite for action. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. Confidence is the result of taking action despite your fear. That is a massive paradigm shift.
Which brings us to the core thesis: action conquers all doubt.
So the absolutely crucial point here is this. Remember, action conquers doubt. Just let that sink in for a second. The text doesn't say that thinking conquers doubt. It doesn't say that planning conquers doubt. Action, forward momentum, doing the very thing you are terrified of is literally the only hammer big enough to shatter self-doubt. The source then systematically dismantles whatever excuses you might have left holding you back. Get things done no matter what. Take the first step today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Unleash your potential and thrive. Don't let excuses hold you back. The text is quite literally sweeping away the final remnants of hesitation, giving you a clear, totally unobstructed runway to just start moving.
Get started right now.
The source text leaves us with one final, deeply resonant thought. Your future self will thank you. So as we wrap up this explainer, I'm passing that challenge directly over to you. What action will your future self thank you for taking today? Is it doing that one extra rep at the gym? Is it finally starting that business on a shoestring budget? Is it reading that book or just taking a deep breath and approaching that person? The blueprint is fully laid out. The architecture is built. The only thing left is for you to move. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this material, and I absolutely challenge you to go out and take that first step today.